Alright, so I finally got this new camera. Let's see if the flash that I printed for it works. Why isn't it fitting? Why won't it fit?
Maybe you should try calibrating it.
That's not a bad idea. Hello and welcome to this project. Today we're going to see which of my printers will calibrate the fastest. So what printers am I actually calibrating? Well, I'm going to be calibrating these Ender 3 V2s, these Prusa MK3S, and this here CR10 Smart Pro. Now, why am I calibrating these printers? I'm calibrating these printers because of the fact that when you print something and it needs to be an exact dimension, if the printers aren't calibrated, then it's not going to fit. Now, by calibration, I specifically mean the shrinkage and expansion ratio because everything else is calibrated, thankfully, on these printers. So how am I actually going to be calibrating these printers? Well, I'm going to be calibrating these printers by having them print 20 by 20 by 20 millimeter cubes. Now, these cubes, since they're equal dimensions, should expand and shrink in the same way. And once they're done being printed, I'm going to take calipers, as seen here, measure them, and then calculate the offset. Pretty much what I wanted it to be, what it actually is, and then find out that ratio. And then plug that back into Cura, and that's it. That's all I need to do. So now that we know what I'm calibrating, what I'm printing to calibrate them, and how I'm going to calibrate them, I wanted to add some competition to this. So I tasked my friends and myself with ranking the printers from fastest to slowest calibrating. Now to do this, I showed my friends 3 images of the printers, well, one of each type, and I had them rank on Discord which they think would be the fastest. Then I also, of course, myself had to make my own guesses, which I did off camera. So let's get to their guesses. Alright, so I have sent you 3 photos of 3 types of printers. You have to just determine on just by looks what you think calibrates the fastest. And by calibration, I mean if I print a 20 millimeter cube, it'll come out as 20 millimeters, not 19.5, not 19.75, 20 millimeters. So the first photo, the second photo, and the third photo, which do you think will be the fastest?
Gonna go with the second photo.
The second photo, so that is the CR10. That's the big long one, right?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you think will be the second fastest to calibrate?
I'm gonna say photo number 3.
Photo number 3, the Enders. Okay. And then, so that leaves the Prusas for third place. Alright, now, since you're so confident with number 1, how many takes do you think it's going to take to have it dialed in? Between, I'll say 1 and 10. Choose a number. Between 1 and 10, what do you think would be the best?
4.
4. Alright, so that is an interesting, interesting choice. So, alright, thank you for your guess. So look at the photos. Yeah, so look at all 3 photos. And you're going to tell me which one you think will, quote unquote, hit that 20 millimeter mark the fastest, like within the fewest amount of prints.
My answer will be the Ender 3s.
So you think the Ender 3s, okay, so the Ender 3s, so I'll mark that down. Alright, so then what do you think will be the second fastest?
I feel like calibrating the Ender 3s is gonna be easier because you have experience with them already, but also you've spoken to at length about their quality of their print.
Okay, and so then what do you think will be second? The CR10 or the Prusas?
I think I'll give it to the CR10.
Alright, CR10 is second, and so then Prusa is third. Now, how many prints do you think it will take to get to that calibrated level? Like, I'll give you I already know the number. I've already done this. I actually got the numbers. From 1 to 10, how many prints do you think it will take?
I think for the Ender 3 is probably gonna be like 3, I'll say.
Alright, so your guess is 3. Alright, so yeah, which do you think will hit that 20 millimeters the fastest?
In the least amount of tries.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, because 2 of them are Creality. So I'm gonna say that both of those are gonna be probably similar. But if I had to pick one, it would probably be the CR10, just because it's newer and has more updated motors, I'm gonna assume.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so then what would you put for second?
Second, I'm gonna say the Prusas.
The Prusas, okay. And so then
is third.
Okay. How many prints do you think it would then take the CR10? Because since you said that was your top to get into, like, to get that sub, like,
Oh.
20.01? How many prints? I'll give you from
I
1
see
to
what
10.
you mean. 1 to 10 prints before it gets right. So I'm gonna say it has to be a specific number.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be like 2.5. There's like, it can't be 2.5.
Well, like a range, like.
Well, that's
2 to
just more of a
4.
range to be kind to you, because things Kevin and Ben don't know how many 3D prints, so they could have said like 30, and that would have been so way off. So I sort of gave them like.
I'm gonna so the CR10. If it's gonna be first, I'm gonna assume 3. I'm gonna take 3. I'm just gonna say 3.
Wow. You and Kevin both said 3, but obviously we're different machines. So I had also said 3. So I personally said that the Prusas were going to be first, the CR10s were going to be second, and the Enders were going to be third. So now with everyone's guesses made, here's a quick table of who thinks what. Remember, 1 is the fastest, 3 is the slowest. And so now we're going to just go to a quick montage of me calibrating everything, which was not very, very fun. So, on this card, I have the winner, both the person and the printer, because only one person chose the correct printer to calibrate the fastest, and actually, I had guessed wrong, so it wasn't me who won. So, in third place was the CR10 Smart Pro. In second place was the Prusas, and in first place was the good old Ender 3s. Now, when you think about it, it sort of makes sense. When I brought these Ender 3s home, I had to rebuild them, and so I had to recalibrate them, so they're pretty much new. But the thing is, Ender 3s, which I've said this forever, you can ask any person I've ever talked to about this, Ender 3s are only as bad as you make them. So in other words, if you have them calibrated perfectly, I swear on my life that they will rival bamboos. I will tell you that now. I have test prints that I have done that rival bamboos. They're absolutely amazing. You can almost not tell the difference for certain stuff. So I'm not surprised that the thing that doesn't have any software bugs beat something that, well, has a lot of software bugs. I mean, the CR10 Smart Pro has 2 types of leveling in it, so I'm not surprised there. It has auxiliary plus auto leveling, and the, the Prusas only have auto leveling. So all the offsets and stuff that gets added digitally adds to error. Meanwhile, with the Ender 3s, when you just rub one of these index cards under there, that's how you're getting your feel. But everything else it's so dumb, it's smart. It's so dumb that it doesn't know how to be bad. That's why I love Ender 3s. I mean, the first printer I ever had was an Ender 3 V1 that I almost took a sledgehammer to because of the fact that it kept breaking, that I almost wanted to throw it out. But thankfully I found out that it was just, I didn't know how to level it, which once I got the CHEP leveling software, it made my life so much easier. But again, going back to the actual competition, the Enders only took 2 to calibrate, the Prusas and the CR10 took 3 each, but the Prusas have 0.01 off, meanwhile the CR10 has 0.025 off. And I tried dialing it in, but I really couldn't, because every single time I get every single time it'd be more or less, but I could always dial it in to within 0.025, and on the Prusas 0.01. So at that point I consider it printed. But the Ender 3s, they hit it on the mark. One of them was 19.99 and the other one was exactly 20. I couldn't measure it. I actually put it on a micrometer and I found out that it was 20.002 millimeters, which is pretty darn good. So I am very happy. I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised because I've toted that the Ender 3 is one of the best printers for starting and just forever. I mean, it's slow and it's small. That's the only problems. It's cheap. You can take a sledgehammer to it and it'll still work. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. And so we have Kevin as the winner. So congratulations, Kevin. And we will see you in the next video. you're still watching, the next video is me making a DIY battery for a Magnavox camera. It's a camera that takes VCR tapes in it, and I'm gonna make it so that you can actually go and like put it on your shoulder and bring it wherever you want. Because yeah, I like taking old cameras and making new batteries for them because it looks sick. So.